The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Wednesday. You made it to the middle of the week. And if that's exciting to you, it's probably because you have a job. And if you don't have a job, I think sometimes looking for work is harder than actually working. And if you've ever had a time in your life when you were out of work, then you know why that's true. Laura Byrnes, however, gives us the information we need to really change all of that for ourselves. If you know somebody looking for work, go to CareerSource, go online to CareerSourceCLM.com, and that's CLM stands for Citrus, Levy, Marion, and that indicates that in our case anyway, CareerSource represents 3 huge geographical areas, and you can work in any of them, and so many opportunities. And today, Laura's guest is David Hunt. We're going to talk to him about the job opportunities at Genesis Oakhurst Center. So nice to meet you, David.
Good morning, Larry. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. And hello, Laura.
Good morning.
How's everything with you?
I cannot believe the summer's half over. I'm already getting kind of jonesing for Christmas, so
isn't that weird? That
it
happens,
is really
right?
weird. I'm sorry, that's just kind of me. But I feel there are 3 seasons. There's Christmas, hurricane, football. that's kind of
Christmas, hurricane, and football.
Yeah, I know there's some overlap there, but well, listen, David and I were chatting before the show about how healthcare industry just really was pretty recession-proof, and that when you have those credentials, when you get your foot in the door, you can pretty much write your ticket almost anywhere. So I'm eager to have him talk about the opportunities at Genesis, but I do, as usual, want to just point out a few hiring events and workshops, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
For your listeners. Right now, today, Sitel is hiring until noon, and the hiring event's taking place over at our 14th Street Career Center in Ocala, and they are looking for customer service and tech support reps. So get on over there if you feel like you want to do that. And on Tuesday, July 24th, there is a hiring event for Elite Wireless, Cricket Wireless. That takes place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's going to be at their office, and I'm going to give you that address, 7578 South Mericamp Road, Unit 6 in Ocala. But of course, you can go to our calendar of events at CareerSourceCLM.com. You can find that information. And just briefly, a few workshops I just wanted to let folks know about, because if you are looking for work, you might feel like you want to update your skills or learn what it's like out in the marketplace. So on Friday, this Friday, from 1 to 3 at our Ocala Center, we have that Beyond Barriers workshop. And this is if you have any barrier to employment, whether it's maybe a criminal background, maybe economic, maybe it is a physical barrier, you want to try this workshop and learn how we can assist you.
Wow.
On Monday, the 23rd, Computer Essentials, and that's from 9 to 11. And who doesn't need everything you do today, I don't care what job it is, you have to be conversant in Computer Essentials. So that's a great one. Also that same day, Employ Florida will walk you through everything you need to know for the state's premier online job board. Tuesday the 24th, Navigate Today's Workplace. That's from 9 to 11 at Ocala. And also the job-specific resume from 2 to 4. I have heard, I even have a relative who said, I've sent out hundreds of resumes. You just take the same resume and send it out to 100 different places online. Guess what? That is not going to cut it. Your resume needs to be job specific. Now, we've talked about this before. It doesn't mean you make up things, but if you have particular skills that the job is looking for, highlight those. Make sure those are front and center, your accomplishments on your resume.
Right.
You know, so resumes, it's not a one-size-fits-all, so that's a very valuable workshop. And I'll just mention 2 other ones. On the 26th, again in Ocala, tips for federal jobs if you want to work for the federal government. This is a great way to find out how you can do that. and that's at 1 o'clock in Ocala. And on Friday the 27th, if you're listening to us anywhere in Citrus County, or even if you want to go over there, we have another Employ Florida over at our Lecanto Center from 2 to 4. So that and our mobile resource unit will be at the Silver Spring Shores and Bellevue Libraries next week. So check that out.
Okay.
Go to our library, and you can see some of the things that we have
So many opportunities.
on offer for you. So no charge, of course.
Yeah, that advice about the job-specific or the skill-specific resume, that is really true.
Absolutely,
That is
absolutely.
really true. I mean,
yeah.
so many times you see a resume and the person's probably qualified, but if it looks just like all the other resumes, it's like throwing dice.
Right.
It's a shot in the dark.
Right. And these resumes are initially screened electronically. Everybody will screen them. And so if you don't have the knowledge, skills, and abilities that they're looking for in the job description prominently in that resume, it's going to get passed over. And then when a hiring manager gets a resume in their hands, they might spend maybe 8 seconds glancing at it to ascertain
that's
whether it's
interesting.
in
Wow.
put it in the pile to
Right.
consider further, or in the pile to pass on.
Well,
So
and from the employer's point of view, I mean, that is a big load off of what he or she has
Sure.
to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Absolutely.
you're doing it for them.
Well,
or before they even see the first resume, you've
Absolutely.
weeded out a lot of the ones that don't work.
and this is going to be a good segue to David. I recall one healthcare company business, and they had received nearly 2,000 applications for, I believe they were filling about 20 positions at the time. So, I mean, it's mind-boggling to
Isn't
think.
that amazing? Is that local? Was that local?
That was local. Yes,
Wow.
yes. So that kind of circles back around to the popularity and the strength of the healthcare industry, and I think that's a good introduction to Mr. Hunt here, and he can talk about opportunities at Oakhurst.
All right, David, what is Genesis Oakhurst Center? What is that?
Genesis Healthcare is a holding company with subsidiaries that, on a combined basis, comprise one of the nation's largest post-acute care providers, with approximately 450 skilled nursing centers and senior living communities.
Wow, 450.
And we're in 29 states nationwide.
Wow.
When we take a look at our subsidiaries, we also supply rehabilitation therapy to approximately 1,700 locations in 45 states in the District of Columbia. We employ more than 70,000 people through our company, each one dedicated to the delivery of high-quality health care personalized to all of our patients and residents. We're headquartered in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, which is about 20 minutes west of Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. Wow. And you're here in Florida, in Ocala.
Right here in Ocala. Oakhurst Center is one of the facilities that Genesis owns.
Okay.
We're a 180-bed skilled nursing facility.
Okay.
So we provide rehabilitation services, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy through our respiratory therapy company. We provide wound care. We provide some very high acuity services to patients. The nursing home business has changed over the years. We're no longer just a nursing home where people go to like a retirement home. We do a lot of rehabilitation for patients, and our return back to the community for every patient that comes in is about 70%. So that's
Is that
really
right? Wow.
a big service
I
that we
didn't know
provide.
that. Wow.
With our 180 beds, we've got approximately 170 patients today. And out of that 170, there's about 120 that call Oakhurst their home. That's where they live.
Well, that's good. We'll get the other 50 to change their mind tomorrow.
And where is the location?
We're at 1501 Southeast 24th Road, which is kind of near the hospitals.
Okay. I saw it
just
there.
off of Lake Ware, 17th Avenue.
Do you know, Robin and I, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we play music for the local facilities, and we might have played Oakhurst. I'm not really sure. But the one thing, to take it to the employment part of what we want to discuss, is that I've always said to Rob, these people are special. The people who work there, and I promise you, I'm not just saying this because you're in the room. I say it to Robin when we get in the car. I have seen them feeding people who can't feed themselves, and you know that in the restroom they're doing things that most of us don't want to do with other human beings.
Yep.
And so it's really a special person. I've seen circumstances that would frustrate me, and they don't seem frustrated. So I don't know how you screen them. I guess that's part of what you do as well, Laura. How do you know? Describe the personality type that fits perfectly for these kind of jobs.
Well, like Laura was saying, we get a lot of candidates for our positions, from the direct care nursing staff, CNAs, LPNs, RNs. In the nursing home business, it's a very multifaceted structure. So you don't have to be necessarily a nurse or someone that's licensed or certified to work in a nursing facility. We've got people in the business office, people in social services, therapy people, dietary staff. We have to feed 170 people 3 times a day, 365 days a year, and we have to be perfect with every meal we deliver. Every meal has to be specialized for that particular patient.
What you said earlier about the residents considering it their home, there must be a backstory to that. It must be because of whatever's happening under that roof. I mean, you must provide for them things more than just a bed. It's not a hospital setting, right?
Absolutely.
So is that part, I mean, that's got to all be part of what the employees participate in and provide, right?
Mm-hmm. And, we were talking about the type of person that works in a nursing facility. It takes a very unique person, and not just the nursing staff, but again, every one of our team members, we all bring something to the table that has a part of making sure that we provide everything that we can to make someone's life better, to the quality of care, the quality of life. So every one of our team members go through a screening process before they're hired. You can get a lot from a resume. You can get much more sitting down with somebody face to face and just asking them certain questions.
Right.
Where's your heart at? Do you love to serve people? Do you put other people's needs ahead of your own? Are you that sacrificial type person? That's the caliber of individual that
that's what you need.
I look for to work with, because even though I'm the executive director, my staff, they'll see me, I will grab a mop bucket and clean up a spill. I'll answer a call light, even though I may not be able to take somebody to the bathroom. I can let them know somebody is here, somebody knows about your need. Let me find somebody that can take care of.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge, big, that's the big part of it, isn't it? Just knowing that somebody's got your needs in mind. Robin and I, one of the places we went to, there was a guy, and I'm assuming he was a maintenance worker. He was doing things that were maintenance type, and then he stopped what he was doing because there was a lady having trouble with her wheelchair. It wasn't moving or whatever, and so he pushed it a little bit, and then he said, let me get whatever he needed to do to fix it. I guess it was something was stuck on it. I don't really know, but I that's what struck me, that kind of thing, that somebody he's not a nurse obviously, but clearly he was in the mindset that he's there for those people.
Absolutely. And that's one of the greatest privileges that we have working in this business, is when there's a need, we have an opportunity to meet that need. And when you're a patient in a facility, whether it's a hospital, whether you're in a doctor's office, whether it's in a restaurant, you're a customer. We very much believe in customer service. And when you look at the situation as a customer and you have a need, you want somebody to respond to your need and meet that need. If you're in a restaurant and the sign says, please see hostess for seating, and you see a number of people pass by you, no one acknowledges you, they know you're there to eat. How does that make you feel?
Right, absolutely.
Exactly, not good.
We can take that same scenario in our business. When we have a patient or a resident that has a need, we want to meet that need. We want our staff to stop what they're doing and talk to them, find out what the issue is, whether it's a resident, a patient, a family member, another staff member, and meet that need. Because there is no greater privilege that we have than to be of service.
And when you are hiring employees for the different aspects of the kind of care that you give, including administrative, are they able to have benefits?
Absolutely. Genesis being one of the largest nursing home corporations in the country has a great benefit package. let me just kind of back up a little bit to Genesis. I've been a nursing home administrator over 20 years in Florida, worked for a number of different companies. This company really believes and embodies the mission statement that it has. Our mission statement states that we improve the lives that we touch through the delivery of high-quality health care and everyday compassion. That reaches beyond the nursing needs. That is every aspect about that individual. When we had the hurricanes, I love your 3 seasons in Florida. Our hurricane season, we start preparing in January all the way up through December. So it's 12 months a year that we're getting ready for hurricanes. Last year when Irma came through, we had an opportunity where there were a number of facilities in South Florida that had to evacuate.
Yes.
One of our facilities down in Naples, they evacuated that facility, and we took in approximately 56 of their patients in our facility.
Wow.
The night of the hurricane, we had their staff, we had their staff's family members, we had our staff, and our staff's family members, and some of our resident family members, because it wasn't safe for them to be at home. So the night of the hurricane, September the 11th, we had approximately 236 patients that we were caring for in our building, and 116 staff members and family members sheltering with us.
Wow. That says
amazing.
something that sort of answers the question we always ask about the culture of the employees part of what you do. And it sounds like if I was a fly on the wall listening, for example, in the break room or whatever, I'm guessing the conversation is about the residents.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking that's where your heart is, if that's the job you've got, right?
Mm-hmm. And we're always looking for a way where we can improve the service that we deliver.
And you have nutritionists on staff also to meet the individual health needs of each patient.
We have a registered dietitian. She is full-time with us 5 days a week.
What's your favorite thing in the kitchen?
Well, one of the things that I love about Genesis is that they love food and they know how to really do a great job on food. There's not a meal that I've had in the kitchen that hasn't been great.
So is there a lot of employment opportunity in the culinary part of what you do?
Absolutely. Our dietary department, we've got the director of dining services, we have executive chefs, we have cooks, we have dietary aides. And again, that department, they have to feed today 170 patients 3 times a day.
Is there a department for decorating? I don't know what category that would. Whenever we do the thing between Thanksgiving, it's always like the day after Thanksgiving, it's all decorated for Christmas. Like you guys are right on top of that season. So is there a group that is dedicated to decorating?
And that comes back to the culture of our business. At Oakhurst, we've got a team made up of our employees, and we look for ways where we can improve not only the workplace, the work environment, but the aesthetics of the physical plant. So we'll do decorations for the different holiday themes. We've got a number of team members that will volunteer for that. They'll bring their family in. We'll do things after hours on the weekends. So there's a lot that we put into that, but it's a team effort, just like everything we do.
And when there's a patient that has to come in for rehabilitation in the skilled nursing, you also have experts on staff to handle the insurance and all of that kind of documentation that a person needs to have to get treatment.
I'm sorry. Before we do run out of time, though, if you could go over the positions that you're currently looking to fill.
That's exactly where I was going.
To let folks know right now.
What specific jobs?
Well, in the healthcare business, everybody is always looking for the nurses' aides. So we have opportunities there. Licensed practical nurses, registered nurses to provide direct care for our patients. We've got, when we talk about our business, there are upward paths that we can take as well. From the nursing standpoint, we have unit manager positions, we have evening supervisors where we have an RN that is there from Most of our management team, we're there Monday through Friday. A lot of times we're there in the evening hours on the weekends, but having somebody on the 3 to 11 shift, the evening shift, gives some additional support for our staff. We're hiring in our dietary department, our housekeeping department. We're always looking for good people.
Do you ever have somebody working in one of the positions that is not medical or like a nurse, and they are kind of observing the nurses and say, I want to do this, and they put themselves through school or whatever to get to that point?
Yeah, we do that. We see that a lot of times where somebody from the kitchen or from housekeeping, laundry, they want to become a CNA, they want to go to school for nursing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's a difficult road to hoe because you've got to go to the classes, get your certification. Mm-hmm. We've got a shortcut for non-medical people to enter into the field to start as a CNA.
That's good
in fact,
to hear.
we started this week a CNA certification course. It is a 2-week class where an individual, when they complete the course, can then sit for the certification test and become a certified nursing assistant. Now, during that time period, we pay them. They earn as they learn in the class.
I'm glad we went there with this conversation.
When they become, they complete the course successfully, they become a hospitality aide, which they can do everything that a certified nursing assistant can do except direct patient care. So again, we talk about a lot of the ways that we can improve customer service. That's somebody that can be there, that can answer the call light, maybe not be able to do meet a clinical need, but fluff a pillow, reposition the chair, let the nurse know you need a pain medication, tell dietary that you want to have the alternate meal tonight instead of the regular, or a chef salad, or anything else going on. So that's somebody that we bring on board. We acclimate into our culture, and then once they pass their certification test, they're now a certified nursing assistant.
That is really, this is career, right? This is not just job, this is career, right?
We have 8 students in the class that started this week, and there are several of those 8 that one of them in particular is going to nursing school to become a licensed nurse.
Nice.
So
I like to hear those kind of things.
When that individual is working as a certified nursing assistant, they're making a decent rate of pay. We start our hospitality aides in the class at $9.25 an hour. When they become certified, they go up to $11.25 an hour.
Nice.
So when you're going to school and you've got a job where it's flexible schedule, you can work different days of the week, you can work different shifts, you can take your classes, you can adjust your work schedule to your class schedule. It gives you a lot of flexibility.
And men and women you hire.
Men and women. Our next CNA certification class will begin on September the 10th. And right now we've got 30 candidates that have already applied for that class.
Wow.
And are those currently working with you or from outside, if you're interested?
Those are outside people. They can go to our website at genesishcc.com and find out more information about Genesis, about our employment opportunities. When they apply, we get automatically that information, and we reach out and contact them and set up a face-to-face, because again, you can get a lot of information from a resume or an application, but there's nothing like meeting somebody and seeing their heart, the content of their character, what their passion is, what their desires are, what their ambition is.
Very good. David, sounds like you have your heart in your job. I'm glad that you came in to talk to us about this. It sounds like we need people like David in those positions,
wonderful.
right? It sounds like you represent what you need. So,
thank you, Larry. Robin, appreciate being here.
Oh, thank you. Do you want us to give out the CareerSource information?
Well, yeah, if you go to CareerSourceCLM.com, under the News tab at the top of the navigation tabs, you'll see the WOCA Business Showcase, and if you click on that, you will get more information about Genesis and the job opportunities and how to apply. And I don't think it's up just now, but give me give me some time to get back to the office, and
It'll be
I will
there.
get that live for you. So it'll be up. We'll also have a copy of this, the podcast of this broadcast will be available if you want to share it
That's
or
awesome.
watch it again.
Yeah, that's what I always encourage. If you know somebody who it sounds like this would be a perfect job for, let them know about this and let them hear what David just had to say to us all over from Oakhurst Center. David, good, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
I
And
get- I get paid to do this,
Laura,
Laura.
thank you. I
My
appreciate the
pleasure.
opportunity.
Our pleasure.
Thank you,
All
Laura.
right.
We'll be right
Bye,
back.
guys.
Hey Adam, those burgers gonna be done before summer's over?
Maybe. Why? You got big plans for the summer?
Not really. Just the usual.